Hello and welcome back to the channel. This is part 2 of our 3-part mini-series on Windows deployment services. So I will make sure to leave a link to this article in the video description down below. But what I want to show you on this Microsoft page about Windows deployment services has to do with the requirements. Microsoft recommends that you integrate Windows deployment services with Active Directory. So we have already done a video on Active Directory. I will make sure to leave a link to our Active Directory video in the video description down below. Another thing that is also required is DHCP. Again, we have a video for DHCP. So I will leave a link to that in the video description down below. And then we also have DNS. So DNS was something that we did deploy while we were setting up Active Directory. So it will also be in the Active Directory video. Another requirement for our Windows deployment services implementation is to have an NTFS partition. So we're going to set that up into this video. So those are the requirements. Again, I will make sure to leave a link to this article in the video description down below. So I'm going to head over now to my Windows Server 2022, and then we can begin with our setup for Windows deployment services. All right, so this is my Windows Server 2022. I'm just going to open our Server Manager dashboard. And the first thing I want to do here is to go to Manage and click on Add Roles and Features. So I'll click on that. And then once the wizard opens, I'm just going to maximize this wizard. And maybe I should minimize it just to have it in the middle. So I'll bring it up. So I'll click on Next. So what we want to install is the Windows Deployment Services role. So we'll keep it to role-based or feature-based installation. And we'll click on Next. So we are installing it on this server. So we just go Next. So in this list, you want to come and choose Windows Deployment Services. So I'm going to check that. I'm going to add the features. I'm going to click Next. And I'm going to go Next. And then Next. So you want to make sure to add those two role services. That is the deployment server and the transport server. So leave those checked. And then go to Next, and then click on Install. So this is the first thing to do. So while we are installing the Windows Deployment Services role, I'm just going to click in the search and open Run. I will click on Run. So I want to go to my disk management. So type disk mgmt for management.msc, and I'll click on OK. When setting up Windows deployment services, Microsoft doesn't recommend that we put the install.win file and the boot.win file on the drive C. Since the drive C has the operating system on it, Microsoft recommends that we put the install images on a separate volume, which is that NTFS volume that we saw in the requirements. And it all has to do with Microsoft taking into consideration performance issue. In order to have better performance of your operating system, Microsoft recommends that we put the images on a separate volume. So you can put it on your drive C, but for the sake of this video, we will just follow the recommendation. So I'm going to show you how you can put that on a separate volume. So now that we have opened our disk management, our drive C is 100 gig. So I'm just going to extract some size from this drive C and use it as an additional volume where we will put our images. So I want to extract 30 gig from this 100 gig. So what you can do is to right click on drive C and say shrink volume, and then it's going to do some calculation, and then it's going to bring up the wizard. So now it's showing me the full capacity. So I'm just going to open my calculator. I'm going to do 30 multiplied by 10 on a 4, and that is 3072.0. So I'm just going to put 3072.0. So I'm trying to extract 30 gigabyte of hard drive from the 100 gig. So when I put in my 30 gig in megabyte, I will click on shrink. And then now it has shrunk 30 gig out of the 100 gig. So what I can do here is I can right click on my CD-ROM and change the drive letter, because the CD-ROM currently have drive D. I want to give the CD-ROM drive E. So I will change that to E and click OK. I will say yes to continue. So I will click on action and click on refresh. Now that my DVD has changed to the drive letter E, I will right click on this unallocated partition and I will say new simple volume. And I will click next. I will just allocate all of the 30 gig to that volume. So I will just keep it to that and then go to next. So my new volume will use the letter D as the drive letter. So I'm fine with that. I will click next. I will keep it as NTFS because we don't want to choose FAT. According to the recommendation, it should be NTFS volume. So we want to keep the file system to NTFS. And then this volume, we can give it a name. It doesn't matter what name we give the volume. I will just say data. I will keep it on perform or quick format. And I'll click on next. And it will give us a summary. I will click on finish. And it's going to format that. So right now we have drive C and we have drive D. So now this drive D will be the extra volume that we will put all the images on. So I will close this wizard. Now we come back to the installation of this row. Installation successfully. So we'll click on close. So now we have successfully installed the WDS server row. So the next thing we want to do is to click on Tools, go down to Windows Deployment Services and click on that. Now that we have opened the Windows Deployment Services window, so I will just expand the servers and I'll click on my server. And then it tells us that Windows Deployment Services is not configured. So we'll right click on the server and say configure server. So in this wizard, again, at the very first screen, it's going to give us those prerequisite requirements that we saw on the website. So we have met all these prerequisite requirements. So I'm just going to click on next. So I'm going to keep it to the first option to integrate it with Active Directory. And I'm going to go to next. So on this screen, this is where the wizard will create a folder called remote install. And it is within this folder that all the images will be stored for Windows Deployment Services. So like I said, Microsoft recommends that we don't put it on drive C, just so as to not slow down the performance of our operating system. So for us, since we have created a drive D partition, we'll just change this letter from C to D. But because this folder doesn't exist on drive D, the wizard is going to create it for us anyways. So all we need to do is just to change the letter to D and then go next. If you don't have a drive D and you want to put it on drive C, you can just keep it to C:/ remote install and go to next. So I will click on next and that folder will be created for us. Since this server has DHCP installed and configured on it, I'm going to keep these two options checked and go to next. So at this stage, we want to say respond to all client computers, known and unknown. So I'll choose that option and go to next. So I will let it to configure the Windows Deployment Services. All right, so we have successfully completed the configuration of Windows Deployment Services. However, the service did not start. So we'll just click on Finish. And then when you look on the server, you see a black square there to tell you that the service is off. So all we have to do here is just to right-click on the server and come down to All Tasks and say Start. So the Windows Deployment Services service can start. So we'll give it a few seconds and allow it to start. So it tells us that it has started successfully. So we'll click on OK, and now it will change to a green play button. So this tells us that the service has started. So the next thing we want to do is to attach the Windows 10 ISO image to this server. So I'll come up to the wizard, I'll go to VM, I'll go to Settings, I'll go to DVD, I'll go to ISO. So I'm going to click on Browse. I'm going to go to Downloads. I'm going to go to this folder, KLA Downloads, double click it, and I will choose Windows 10 and click Open. And I'll click OK so that my Windows 10 image can be attached to server. Now that we have attached the ISO image of the Windows 10 to our Windows Server 2022, the next thing we want to do is to expand the server on our left. So we need to add the install image and the boot image. So I'm just going to start with the boot image. Right-click that and click on Add Boot Image. I'm going to Browse. And before clicking on Browse, if you look in the note at the bottom, it tells you the default boot and install images, which are the boot.wim and the install.wim, are located on the installation DVD in the sources folder. So I will click on Browse, and I will go to the DVD. Double click on the DVD, and then I notice that I'm running into an error. So I'll try the DVD again. Still getting an error. So I'll click Cancel. I'll go to the VMware settings to check and make sure that the DVD is connected. So I click on Settings, and then I click on DVD, and notice that the DVD starter is not connected at the top. So I'm just going to click on Connected, click on OK. So now you can see the DVD has popped up, so it's now connected. I will just close that notification. So I will click on Browse. I'll go to my DVD, click on the DVD, go to Sources folder. I'll click on one of the files and press the letter B so it can jump down to boot. So this is the boot.wim. I will click on Open, and I'll go to Next. And then for some reason, it doesn't tell you which version of Windows, so I will just put Windows 10 in the name here, and then come down here and put Windows 10, so that we can be able to differentiate Windows 10 from other operating systems that we may have in other videos. So I'll click on Next. It gave a summary. I'll go to Next. I'll give it some few seconds and allow it to add the boot.wim file. So the image has been added successfully. We'll click on Finish. So the next thing I want to do now is to add the install image. So we'll right-click on the install images folder. We have two options to either add the image or to add an image group. So you can create the image group and then add the image to it, or you can just say add image. But if you choose add image, it's going to force you to create an image group anyway. So I'll pick that option. So I'll just name this Client OS. So this will be a folder where we'll add all the Client OS, that is Windows 10 and Windows 11. And then we can create another image group folder and add the server operating system to it. So I'll just name this Client OS. I'll go to Next. So at the next stage, we are to add the install.wim file. So we'll click on Browse. Remember, the install.wim file doesn't exist on the DVD. That's why in the previous video, we did the conversion. So I'm just going to go to the desktop, to the folder that we set up in the previous video. And now we have our install.wim. So I will click on that. I will click on Open, and it's going to add the install.wim. So if you remember when we did the extraction, we did extract Windows 10 Pro. So I'll keep it to that and go to the next. There's a summary. I'll go to next. And then it's going to add the install.win file for the Windows 10 Professional. So I'll give it a few seconds and allow that to add to our Windows deployment services. Alrighty, so we have successfully added the install.win file to our WDS server. I'm just going to click on finish. So we have successfully added our install image of Windows 10. When you click here and click on Client OS, we have our install image of Windows 10. And then we also have our boot image of Windows 10. So those are the two files that we needed to add to our WDS server. So as far as the configuration and setup of the WDS, everything is ready to go. So the next video, we will roll out the installation of Windows 10 across our network. Additionally, we will add drivers. If we needed to roll out some drivers, we can add drivers to this folder. But for the purposes of this video, we are not going to be adding drivers, but those are additional things that we can do. All right, so this brings us to our end of part 2 of our 3-part mini series on the implementation of Windows deployment services. In the next video, which is the final video of this 3-part series, we will be deploying Windows 10. So everything is ready now for our third video. So again, if you haven't liked this video, make sure to like, leave a comment, leave questions if you have those, subscribe to the channel as usual, share the video with anyone that will find it useful. But without further ado, take care and I will see you in part 3. Bye.